Welcome to Trending Update USA. This is your trusted destination for the biggest stories in global sports, and I am Steffan. Today we bring you a major development that is already sending shockwaves through the tennis world, a move that could reshape the final chapters of one of the greatest careers the sport has ever seen. Novak Djokovic has just added Coco Gauff's former coach to his team ahead of the 2026 season, and the implications of this decision stretch far beyond a simple coaching change. This is a story about legacy, evolution, risk, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of greatness, even when the entire world thinks you have already achieved everything possible. Novak Djokovic, a name synonymous with excellence, resilience, and historical dominance, is once again proving that standing still has never been an option for him. As the most decorated men's singles player in Grand Slam history, Djokovic could easily rely on instinct, experience, and raw competitive fire alone. Yet, year after year, he continues to reinvent himself, refine his methods, and search for marginal gains that separate champions from legends. The decision to bring in Coco Gauff's former coach is not accidental, nor is it symbolic. It is strategic, calculated, and deeply revealing about Djokovic's mindset as he looks toward the 2026 season and beyond. To understand the magnitude of this move, we need to appreciate who this coach is and what they represent in modern tennis. Coco Gauff's former coach played a pivotal role during a critical phase of her career, helping guide one of the most talented young players of this generation through the pressures of global fame, technical refinement, and the psychological demands of elite competition. Working with a teenage prodigy who carried the weight of expectations from a very young age requires not just technical brilliance, but emotional intelligence, adaptability, and a deep understanding of how modern tennis is evolving. Djokovic, by selecting someone from that environment, is sending a clear message that he is not clinging to the past. He is actively embracing the future of the sport. This decision also highlights Djokovic's growing interest in cross-generational knowledge. Coco Gauff represents the new wave of tennis, a generation defined by explosive athleticism, fearless shot-making, advanced analytics, and a more open, collaborative coaching culture. By bringing in a coach shaped by this environment, Djokovic is effectively bridging two eras of tennis. He is combining his own unparalleled experience with insights drawn from the development of a Gen Z superstar. This blend could prove extremely powerful, especially as Djokovic adapts his game to compete against younger, faster, and more aggressive opponents. There is also a technical dimension to this move that cannot be ignored. Throughout his career, Djokovic has been celebrated for his return of serve, defensive elasticity, and unmatched consistency from the baseline. However, in recent seasons, we have seen him place increasing emphasis on aggressive court positioning, improved net play, and shortening points to preserve his body. Coco Gauff's former coach is known for working on transition play, explosive movement, and mental clarity under pressure. These are areas that align perfectly with Djokovic's current needs as he manages longevity while remaining competitive at the very highest level. Another layer to this story is the psychological element. Djokovic has always thrived on motivation, often using perceived slights, doubts, or challenges as fuel. Bringing in a coach associated with a young American star could reignite that hunger, offering a fresh voice and perspective in the locker room. New coaches don't just bring new drills, they bring new energy, new conversations, and new ways of framing challenges. For an athlete who has spent more than 2 decades on tour, that freshness can be invaluable. The timing of this move is equally fascinating. By announcing this coaching addition ahead of the 2026 season, Djokovic is making it clear that his plans extend well beyond short-term goals. This is not a stopgap decision or an experiment. It signals long-term commitment, careful planning, and belief that there is still room to grow. In a sport where many players begin winding down their careers in their mid-30s, Djokovic is instead building for the future with the same seriousness he showed in his early 20s. Fans around the world have reacted with a mix of excitement, curiosity, and debate. Some see this as a masterstroke, praising Djokovic for his willingness to adapt and learn from different corners of the tennis ecosystem. Others question whether a coach best known for working with a young female player can translate that experience to the unique demands of men's tennis at the highest level. But history suggests that Djokovic has earned the benefit of the doubt. Time and again, his unconventional choices have paid off, silencing critics and redefining what is possible. It is also impossible to ignore the broader impact this move could have on tennis culture. Coaching crossovers between the men's and women's tours are becoming more common, reflecting a growing recognition that high-performance principles are universal. By making such a high-profile hire, Djokovic is further legitimizing this trend and encouraging a more integrated, knowledge-sharing approach across the sport. This could open doors for more diverse coaching pathways in the future. From a tactical standpoint, observers will be watching closely to see how Djokovic's on-court patterns evolve. Will we see more aggressive second serve returns, sharper angles, and increased willingness to finish points at the net? Will his training blocks incorporate newer methodologies around recovery, data analysis, and mental conditioning? Coco Gauff's former coach comes from a system that heavily emphasizes holistic development, and if those philosophies are integrated into Djokovic's regimen, the results could be fascinating. This move also raises intriguing questions about Djokovic's rivalry with the next generation of stars. As players like Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, and others continue to push the boundaries of athleticism and power, Djokovic's adaptability will be tested once again. By surrounding himself with coaches who understand how these younger players are trained and prepared, Djokovic gains valuable insight into their strengths, weaknesses, and tactical tendencies. Knowledge, after all, is one of the greatest competitive advantages. There is an emotional aspect to this story as well. Coco Gauff's journey has been one of immense pressure, rapid growth, and constant scrutiny. A coach who has navigated that landscape brings empathy and understanding that can be crucial during high-stakes moments. Djokovic has faced more pressure than almost any athlete in history, and having someone in his corner who understands the mental toll of global expectations could strengthen his already formidable psychological armor. As the 2026 season approaches, anticipation will only continue to build. Training footage, practice sessions, and early tournament performances will be analyzed in minute detail, with fans and analysts searching for clues about how this new partnership is shaping Djokovic's game. Every adjustment, every tactical tweak, every body language cue will be scrutinized. That is the reality of being Novak Djokovic. But if history is any guide, he would not have it any other way. This coaching change also reflects a deeper truth about Djokovic's career philosophy. He has never been content with simply winning. He has always sought understanding, mastery, and growth. Whether it was overhauling his diet, embracing mindfulness, or reworking technical aspects of his game, Djokovic has consistently demonstrated that greatness is a process, not a destination. Adding Coco Gauff's former coach to his team fits perfectly within that narrative. For younger players watching from afar, this move sends a powerful message. No matter how successful you become, there is always something new to learn. Even the greatest champion of all time is still a student of the game. That humility, paired with relentless ambition, is perhaps Djokovic's most enduring legacy. As we look ahead to 2026, one thing is certain. Novak Djokovic is not done surprising us. By bringing in Coco Gauff's former coach, he has once again rewritten expectations and reminded the tennis world that evolution is the key to longevity. Whether this partnership results in more Grand Slam titles, unforgettable matches, or simply a new chapter in an already legendary career, it will be one of the most compelling storylines to follow in the seasons ahead. Stay with Trending Update USA as we continue to track every development, every breakthrough, and every moment in this remarkable journey. I am Steffan, and this has been your in-depth look at Novak Djokovic's bold new move ahead of the 2026 season, a move that proves once again that true champions never stop building, never stop believing, and never stop chasing greatness.